Welcome to the overview of revision 4 of our Iron Condor bots. First of all, we're down to 2 bots, one for the puts and one for the calls. In tandem, they create Iron Condors. One idiosyncrasy of Option Alpha is that when we create an Iron Condor this way, Option Alpha doesn't recognize them as Iron Condors. The brokerage does, but Option Alpha doesn't. So when you see $475 at risk for each side of the condor, it's not really true. The brokerage will recognize the Iron Condor and only require $475 in reserves, not the $950 that OA shows. Just an FYI. When we pick one of the bots, in this case the IC Put bot, you land on the dashboard, which shows some financial information like net liquidity, at risk, and several others. It also shows the Reset Gap Monitor button. If the monitor detects that the SPY gapped open today, it will suspend any new trades for the day unless you come here and reset it. Resetting it kind of depends on how stable you think the market is later in the day. It will automatically reset at the beginning of the next trading day. When you click on Settings, you'll first notice that we've increased the daily position and the position limit to accommodate the possibility of an increased number of investments when we attempt to mitigate loss. OA executes automations in a specific order. First, it runs any exit options that are active, and then goes through to the trigger list. In our case, we open the gap monitor 10 minutes after the market opens. We also reset the put loss tags at that time, and then 10 minutes before the close of the market, we disable any stop losses and let OA handle the closing process for themselves. As a side note, under Settings, be sure to have the In the Money Position action in your Settings tab set to have OA calculate the closing price based on the underlying asset price. The monitor section is executed next, and it's executed from the top down. All the inputs can be adjusted by clicking on the gear icons to the right. The first entry in the monitor section is the put loss monitor. In it, you can configure when the monitor starts running. The default is 3 p.m. It then checks to see if the return on risk percentage is less than 0. That tells us that we're in loss territory. It then checks to see if the return on risk percentage is not only less than 0, but it's more than -5, meaning -4 or -3 or higher. In that case, it closes the position immediately. If it is less than 0 and less than -5%, it updates the exit options with a -5% trigger. In both cases, it attaches the put loss tag to the SPY symbol and notifies us that a put loss is pending. The next automation is the mitigate put loss. To mitigate a loss, we look first to see if the monitor has detected a pending loss. Then we do our normal checks and finally determine if the user wants to initiate new trades on Friday or not. The default for the loss mitigation Friday trades is on, so we'll have some money at risk over the weekend. If the switch is turned on or it's not Friday, we proceed to set up an Iron Condor to expire on the next trading day in an attempt to counter any loss. This process is what necessitated the increase in the number of trades per day to 2 and the total number of trades to 4. Next, OA moves on to the scanner. The default start time is set to 9:45, which really means that the scanner will actually try to initiate new investments at 10 o'clock or later. In an attempt to safely maximize the number of trading days, the FOMC check blocks trades that expire on the report day and does not initiate any new trades on report day. So we're losing 2 trading days. Since the report comes out at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, the market has 2 hours to react. It continues to react overnight, and I've set the automation to allow new trades after 10:30 on the day following the report. We originally did not initiate any new trades on that day either, but that seemed unnecessary as the market has had over 20 hours to adjust. The CPI report comes out at 8:30 each month, so no trades expire on that day, nor are there any new trades that are initiated. By the following day, everything should have settled down. Finally, we run the MACD check to help us determine which way the market is headed. A recent change moved the analysis from using yesterday's data as part of the averaging process to using the current day pricing. This makes the analysis respond more quickly to changing environments. Based on the MACD comparison of the 6-day moving average versus the 200-day moving average, the bot selects the appropriate delta. If the bot thinks that SPY is moving down, it moves the put spread farther away from the current price by picking the 0.10 delta. If it thinks SPY is moving up, it sets the delta at 0.15, thinking that it can capture more profit there while the underlying price moves away from its strike price. So that's it for revision 4. The IC call R4 process works the same as the put process. You have different variables in each bot that you'll want to adjust. In particular, if you don't want Friday trades that expire on Monday, you will need to set the Friday trades and the loss mitigation Friday trades to off in both the IC4 puts R4 and the IC calls R4. Maybe someday I'll incorporate all of this into one bot, but don't hold your breath. We made it easy for you to make those changes by putting those inputs at the bot level. Hope you found this overview helpful, and thanks for watching.